I was going to start a series where I picked an eyeshadow palette a week and did 4 or 5 looks from it, depending on my work schedule and, you know, public holidays, just as a test to myself to use every eyeshadow palette I own to see how many work looks I can get out of it. And then I was told to work from home for the foreseeable future because of COVID. And I'm going stir crazy already. So instead, what I'm going to do is, so eyeshadow palettes, some come with on the back like step-by-step guides of how to use them. Some are like, use these numbers. Some, where did the oven pop go? Some have like pictures. Some are just word instructions with like numbered eye images. And some give you full, nice, glorious tutorials. It seems to be more of an old-fashioned thing to do. Less and less eyeshadow palettes have it. So like the NYX Avent Pop, it's quite an, this is a limited one from a number of years ago now. It has these image ones as like examples, or I guess tutorials, you know, inspiration. But both the NYX Steam and the NYX Love You So Mochi don't. They just have, well, the NYX Steam just has like numbers. And the NYX Love You So Mochi also just has numbers and ingredients. But the exception to that is Maybelline. So the Nudes from Maybelline is very old. I don't want to say as old as I am, but I think I was in like early high school when it came out, maybe even primary school. This isn't that, like, this isn't like the first round of it. I brought it a couple of years back. But it's been a mainstay. It has it, but like, so the Lemonade Craze, the Countdown, and the Burgundy Bar are all newer palettes, much newer. This was a limited edition last December. This came out last year. They still have it. It's a different form. The Nudes and the Burgundy Bar have the numbers. The Countdown and the Lemonade Craze both have like instructions with certain colors. So they have apply stroke of midnight from lid to brow bone, while these just are like, put that number 1 where we say. But I've always been curious, ever since I saw one where they had this shade that I did not think you should put where they said to put. I've always been curious to actually follow their instructions. I never do. I do what I want with my eyeshadow. But I was very curious, and I thought, well, that'd make a good thing to video. So I'm starting with the Maybelline The Nudes because I'm already using it currently because of aforementioned videos. Once I go back to work, I will be at least. But I've been playing around with it a bit to see what looks I can get out of it myself. And I guess this might be good practice. So I have my Maybelline Nudes. I have a lot of these. I have Gentle Eye Makeup Remover. And I have a shitty eye primer I don't care about. And I have a not shitty concealer that I do care about, but it's super cheap, so I can just buy more if I use it up. I'm going to start with the Nudes, but I will move to other palettes. Even like the ones that just have numbers with where you should put those colors. Like this, because I have some doubts with some of the options they've put. I probably won't do the ones where they just say pick a light shade, pick a medium shade, because that's becoming, I just do it. And I will get back to the true chocolate bars one day. Not today. Today we're doing Maybelline's The Nudes. I'm going to use Steam's mirror because that's the only one that has a mirror on me at the moment. That was well thought out. None of these palettes have mirrors. Sorry, the brushes are over here on a nail table. So before any comments get made about the dirty brushes, they're dirty because of this palette. So I'm putting them in the colors. I've already put them in because, again, I was playing with this palette to do looks for the other videos, which I'm hoping it comes out before this one, but if not, I'll put it somewhere. But yeah, so we're going to start, I think, with this first quad, because I might as well start with a quad. So it says, I put shade number 1, which is that, all over, like up here, like in there. I need a clean brush for that one. Okay. I'm gonna use this brush because this is the brush I normally use with those glitter shades. So it reckons this shade up like above my crease. And then it says shade 2, all shade lit. So this is color eye area. So is that all the eye area? Color eye area. So it's saying like use it as a base. I would not be using this shade as a base, but okay. This isn't a great brush to be applying a base with. I didn't think it would say to use that. Like, I've used that shade a lot because I use it for the inner corner. It's a very nice inner corner shade. But this is saying this side everywhere. Okay, that's okay. Shade 2 on the lid. I'm just going to keep using this brush. I'm cleaning it off on a thing that has some eye makeup remover. I nearly went in with this palette. No, that would probably work too well. So shade 2 on the lid. Like down like here. Also, I don't know what you can see because I haven't convinced my GoPro to connect to my tablet to give me like a pseudo monitor. This is gonna be very sparkly just because of that inner eye stuff. Okay. I keep looking at the back of this one. Yeah, oh, okay, so it's saying like all over the lid. So take it right out. Okay. It's messy, but now it's saying shade 3 to contour my crease. Shade 3 is that one. I'm just gonna keep using this brush, I think. Could get clean brushes, but no, I think I'll just keep using this one. Even dark enough to contour my crease? Like right through, or just... The image just says like in that top corner bit. Okay. I can kind of see what it's trying to do, but I don't know. It's very shimmery. Oh god, I need to blend the crap out of this. Nowhere in this does it say blend though. Nowhere in this does it say blend these colors out, but I might. You know, I was going to do this like I was a novice who has never done makeup before, and I might still, and then I might blend them out. So I did that. And now, trying to look at the back of this one, it says to use to line around my eye. So to use that one to line around my eye. Going to get out this brush to do that in. This is a very, like, I like this shade in it, but I don't know if I'd like it to blend around my eye. Oh no, okay. I need to do the bottom as well. the instructions as much as I'm gonna make it harder to get off. I don't know if this camera is gonna pick it up, but it is incredibly glittery. Let me get my phone. Maybe if I turn the light off. There we go. Oh yeah, that is so glittery. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. This isn't super clean, but this has only been in that palette, so I'm just gonna use it to maybe buff the edges a bit. Okay, well, now I've buffed it. It doesn't look anywhere near as bad. I definitely think that color as a like all over color entire area, that color is an all over base is not the right call at all. You end up way too shimmery. If you just put it like up here and in here, this could be quite a nice eye look. So overall, 4 out of 5 stars for this look. Okay, so I realized while I was editing it that because of the really bright light I had on me, you couldn't see a lot of the things I was commenting about and how it looked terrible. So I'm going to redo all the looks just quickly and take photos to insert in the video so you can see what I'm talking about when I say like, oh, it's too sparkly or oh, it's too dark. Yeah. So here's that first eye look. You still can't kind of see that. You can kind of catch how really glittery it is up here. Also, I haven't buffed it yet. That's why I have this to buff it. Just to show how much buffing kind of helps. It's still way too glittery up here. Alright, I'm gonna wash it off, then try another. Okay, so I washed it off. I reapplied the base, fixed the concealer up a little bit. So, I think I'm gonna do one of these trios. The duos are like cheating because, well, you just set it out so it goes lightest, darkest, lightest, darkest. I still don't like that as an all over eye look that this says to use it. Oh no, this just says shade lid and then contour crease. Which, okay, yeah, that's okay then. So I don't think I'll do the duos because they're fairly simple. It's just like a contour and then like a like lid color. That's fine. I'm going to do one of the trios though. I think I don't want another hell of gloss. That's taking it too easy on it. And so many of them are like that all over your lid, it's saying. No. I shoved my fingernail in that. No, I'm not doing that. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with this bottom trio. No, this top trio on this side. And it's gonna be too dark for me because I don't have a lid, because it's quite dark, this shade, but it says put this shade everywhere. Cover entire eye area. I'm still glittery. Has it got flecks of glitter in it? I don't know if it's because it's glittery or if I still have so much glitter left over from that last one. But I'm glittery. Doesn't look actually too bad on me. It is a little dark, but I like very stark white tops of my lids. I'll actually prep them with a very pale shade up in here normally, so I don't, to decrease the ability of fallout staining in there. But this doesn't look too bad. It is a very dramatic look. I don't think I'd be wearing this to work. But it's not bad. Okay. Clean that brush off a bit. And then we're gonna get it clean. Now, number 2 is the most internal one. Okay, it's saying on my lid. So I'm gonna get this brush again. They're dirty. I don't think dirty brushes is the problem with these looks. But okay, so it says 2, which is this gold. This, not gold, bronzy color. It says to put that all over your lid. Yep, that is all over my lid. I'm just cleaning it off on this cotton round a bit. And then it says 3, which is the most external shade, which is this one on this. It says is my contour crease. So that is my contour crease. I'm just going to go in on the bit that I smeared to try and buff that out as well. I'm going in with the eyeshadow. I might as well fix where I made a boo-boo. Again, this looks incredibly streaky. Going back in with this, it's had the base color on it, but that should be fine. Just to soften it all out. I have to say, this one, which is these 3 in the way they said, if I was darker skin toned, this would look very nice. It is so not crisp. My, that isn't anywhere near crisp enough. But if I was a darker skin tone, this would look very nice. Oh God, all the fallout. For my skin tone, I think it would look very nice if instead of putting that color everywhere, I put it through the crease, like I use it as the transition shade between this crease color and my natural skin tone, or like a paler shade. I'm trying to immediately grab one. God, this is not open for me now. Ow. Oh, I haven't opened it. So, not that palette. This palette. So like if I had something like that as my base shade up the very top, using that as my transition shade between something like that and then that would look very nice on my skin tone. So here's the trio look. Again, I brought the buffer with me to show you what it looks like before you buff. See how it's that bit too dark for me, like especially in here? It's very heavy and smoky, makes my foundation look too pale. If I just use this color as a buff instead of all over and use the lighter color, it would have looked much better. If you were darker skinned tone though, so long as you remember to buff it out at the end. I wish they put that step on here because all of them look so much better if they're buffed out at the end. I mean, I guess if you use the little, I don't have it in here, but I have one. I have a pack of them down here for nail stuff. They're really good for nails. These, it came with one of those in there. I guess you can't buff out that well with those, but if you're using brushes, which you probably should be anyway, and you're doing it, if you remember to buff out, it wouldn't look bad. Okay, time to wipe that off again. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do another quad. And then, despite saying I wouldn't, because I thought it was cheating to do it, I will do one of these duos, just to show, I guess, how much it's cheating to say that to do with duos. They're very easy, but I think I'm going to do another quad. I've used these 4 shades, I've used these 3. So I feel like I have to use these middle 4, because I've used 2 of that. And then I guess I can make those my duo, and I've used every shade in this palette for this. Yeah, Though I think this one's probably the most kind, because it starts with a shade I have actually used. Okay, this is what I use as my base shade for it when I'm actually using this and not just taking something else, because it's not as pale as I like. But okay, so all over everywhere. So that's why I'm using this brush, because it's already been in that shade so many times. I just didn't want to put the darker shades on this brush, because then I'd have to really clean it. And I don't clean my brushes after every use. I clean them about once a month. And when it's a brush like this, which I don't have many of, I can't afford to make it gross. Okay. So step 1 done. Step 2 is this bottom kind of gold metallic shade. It is the shade Lid. Curiosity, you say, oh no, I thought it would say that is the over the lid color in that quad, but it doesn't. It says that. Don't do that. Anyway, back to this one. You dry now? Yeah, you're dry now. So color 3's that metallic color, and that is my contour crease color. Okay. We'll see. Oh, it's so dark compared to this gold. I knew you would be too. Don't go all the way across. I am missing a bit of the gold. Gold. This gold, I will say, does not stay. So I guess I gotta reveal the palette while I'm doing this. This gold pigment does not behave. This metallic-y thing though, it's quite dark. I don't know if it looks that great with the gold as a result. Oh, okay, so I've done that. Then that last shade, which is that is the all over line around the eye. Again, this doesn't look bad, it just looks very stark. So I'm going to go in with this, which has God knows what on it now, and just blend. I'm going to dip this into the color that I'm allowed to have up the top and just blend. That one's cute. It looks good, this quad. Here's the second duo. As you can tell, or you can tell now, how much nicer it looks because it hasn't got really high glitter. This is a matte shade, so it looks more natural. Still needs buffing. Without buffing, you get this really harsh line. With buffing, it becomes something I will probably end up wearing to work. It's quite nice and neutral. Yeah, this is a good quad in it. I confirm these instructions work if you buff it. I did look at what the 4th quad was. You probably saw me. And because I was like, oh, cool, they'll make that the base color. And then have like that as the lid color, that is the crease, and that is the liner. I was close. They say that's the base color. That's the lid color, that's the contour, that's the liner. I would strongly suggest switching those two. You'd end up with a pretty cut crease looking thing, kind of. I think that's the thing with the quad looks, is they keep telling you to use these shimmers as all overs, and you shouldn't. It maybe like, okay, so I have this on me at the moment. It looks quite nice, quite neat. These shimmers, like, okay, I will get my clean brush. There it is. Pull it out. This brush has also been through the wars. So I'm getting this clean brush and I'm going to go in with, I think, this shimmer because it's a little bit subtler. And I haven't used it yet, but I will get to use it in the next look, in the final look. She's dusty though. None of the rest in here are as dusty. That's, yeah, they're weird. The two really light shimmers. And see, just go in. Just underneath my brow bone. And that looks quite nice. I don't think you want the shimmers in here. And that's what it keeps telling you to do, is putting the shimmers like right in here. Because they want it all over the lid. It's so dusty now. Look at all that fallout. I didn't get that fallout from anything else. Is it just that brush? Like if I go into that. Oh, I guess. So maybe the brush just creates a lot of fallout. It's being unkind to the palette. But yeah, this, well, now it looks really good because I put that shimmer up there. And if I put this other shimmer in the inner corner, well, you might even see this during the week when I do this as my work look, because that is a very nice, respectable work eyeshadow look. You don't even need to put those shimmers up here or in there. Just as it is, it was a good look. That was good. You have one and two. The second one just isn't my eye look. One. And that third one would look terrible as well if I was to do the third quad, just because of the fact it's telling you to put a shimmer shade everywhere. And they're highly shimmers. They're not soft shimmers. They're very shimmery. Okay, I'm just going to leave this stuff on my base of my lid because then it's easier to clean off. Right, so I'm going to do one final look with them using these two. Mostly to show what I mean, but it's kind of cheating for the duos. The duos are kind of fail-proof when they have shade lid and contour crease. That's so easy. But, okay, so this brush actually went into it. Oh, no, it went to that one. Just cleaning the brush quickly. So I'm doing these two. So this is the shade lid shade. Go into that. See, that had so much less fallout. It must have been that brush. Just put it over my lid. I don't know if these two will work well together. They will be a bit stark. But I guess it might look like a cut crease. I mean, to do it proper, I would actually cut the crease, but I'm not going to. Mind you, I'm actually reading the instructions where it says to put these and not just looking at the images. Because when I just look at the images, it says to put one up here and two down here. But when you actually read what they are, one is shade lid, which is there, and two is contour the crease, which is, you know, your crease. So that's not how it's depicted though. It's depicted the other way around, which is a bit odd. But I'm assuming the person is reading these. So I've done that. And now I'm gonna go in with the brush that actually has, it's a angled brush. It was the brush I picked up. Okay. So I'm gonna go in with this second shade, which is the black, and do my crease with it. And I'm just gonna smoke that out because it's me. Again, I'm just buffing it out. Without buffing, it actually looks kind of fine. It doesn't say to smoke it out, it just says to put it in the crease. And that would look fine as well. I'm just smoking it out because I smoke everything out. And now the final duo. Again, needs buffing. They don't tell you to buff. Once you buff it a bit, there we go. It looks nicer. I did bring it down the sides a little bit closer. I think this side has a little bit of fallout under there, but that's okay because it is a black. As you can tell, this is quite nice, but it is a duo. They're kind of hard to mess up. But yeah, sorry about that. Next time I'll take these as I film instead of afterwards. But duos are very easy to do. You just put the shinier shade or the lighter shade on the lid and then put the darker shade in the crease. What did they say? Yeah, it's all just 1, 2. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. These are your lid shades. These are your crease shades. They would all look fine. I mean, that one would probably that one would look fine on me as well because it's just on the lid and the crease. It's duos though. They're very simple in terms of you just put one shade on the lid and then buff through the crease with something else. It's the quads and the trios. Saying that though, for a good deal, sorry, I'm just looking at this. Seriously? So basically, why would you put that everywhere? Okay, I have to see what this looks like up here. Oh, it's less obnoxiously shiny as the other one, but that's still. Don't do this. I guess if I was darker skinned, that might look. It doesn't look too bad. Okay, so maybe you can follow that one. But a fair few of them. Everything with these shades in, except for the duos, so this shade and this shade, tells you to put that shade everywhere. And don't do that. The middle quad, which is these 4, is quite nice. That trio up here was a little dark on me, but I could easily fix that by not taking that all the way up, just using it as a transition shade between this one and that. Like, that would make a good buffing shade between like these two, and you still have this one. So like, that's fine. If it was a darker skin tone, ignore my cat, she's just caught something. If I was darker skin tone, those 2 would look quite nice just as is. But yeah, like, not as bad as I thought it would be. I thought I would look hot garbage in all of them. I don't. I only looked mediocre garbage. They don't say buff, you have to buff. And they keep telling you to put these shades everywhere. Don't do that. But other than that, the advice isn't terrible. Let's see if it's the same with all the other palettes.